My black people, I don't think I got to tell you, but I will remind you. Y'all see what's going on in LA? That's not our fight. We tried to tell them. It's their fight. We had our fight in the 60s. We still fighting today. But today, this is what they voted for. This is what they getting. Don't get
Hi
caught
beautiful
up.
people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So all credit goes to the creators in those videos. So guys, in today's video, you heard this woman and what she said, because right now there are two sides to this coin. Okay, in this video I'm presenting the two sides, right? A percentage of black people are saying we are standing on our horses, right? We warned you people. We told you that this was going to happen, but you did not listen, right? And they are standing on it. I mean, we are all entitled to our opinion, and there is nothing wrong with that. And the other side, those people are saying that it's not time to say, right, they voted for who they voted for, but this is not the time to be passing blame, because the deed has been done already. These are people being separated from their families. These are children being separated from their parents, underage children crying on the streets after their parents has been taken from them. So this is not even the time to say, yeah, who did they vote for? Or even if they were not allowed to vote because they were undocumented, who did their clan, right, vote for? They are saying that this is not the time to stand because people are suffering, and no matter how you look at it, these people are still human beings. Guys, where do you stand? This video has the views of those that support, right, and those that do not support. Let me know what you think in the comment section, because at this point,
Like, how could you really sit up and say, black people, mind your business, this is not our issue, black people, stay out of this does not involve us? But God forbid something happened in the black community. God forbid all these black people get deported back to Africa, to Jamaica, wherever they came from. God forbid that happen. We would want everyone to make our issue their issue, right? We'd want to be supported, right? We would want to spread the word, right? We would want to stand up and even just speak on what's going on, right? We would want other people to make that issue their issue, right? Even though it doesn't affect them immediately, right? Even if it's not their dad, even if it's not their mom, even if it's not their cousin, even if it's not their auntie, their uncle, you would want them to feel sympathy, right? You would want them to make their issue our issue, right? I mean, our issue their issue, right? That's what you would want, right? You would want them to protest. You would want them to speak up. You would want them to spread the word about what's going on, right? But no, black people, this is not our issue. God forbid, all the black people just get taken out and started getting deported, mass deported, because they are illegal aliens. What? That is a term no human being should ever be referred to as. But this is not our issue, though. If something happened to us, if something happened to our little sons, our little cousins, we would want the world to be involved, right? Make it make sense. I really hope this
As I'm
reaches the right
scrolling down my
audience.
For You page now, I'm seeing a whole bunch of divisiveness. People holding lives talking about some why should black people help Latinos, talking about these protests. I've seen people talking about some Latinos protested during the BLM protests, so why aren't black people protesting now? Now's not the time for this. Minorities in this country are under attack, especially brown and black people, and this is what y'all want to do? Y'all want to bring up racial biases right now? Because first of all, why are we acting like black Latino people don't exist? Like, hi, speaking from experience, so hondureña 100%, why are we acting like there's a singular way to look Latino? Latino people are not a monolith. Then in the same token, why are we acting like black people aren't being deported as well? Haitian immigrants are one of the most affected people of these deportations. Ultimately, we all have free will, allegedly, under this administration. So if someone does or does not speak out about what's happening or protest, that's their so doing. That's their business. However, it's counterproductive to do this black versus brown because the administration doesn't like any of us. To be frank, if you're a person of color in this country, regardless if you're black, regardless if you're a non-black Latino, you're a target. They do not care. They do not want us here. They deported a 2-year-old American citizen that had cancer to Honduras. And you think they care about you? For the people saying, oh, black people shouldn't participate in the protest, that don't got nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with us, because just because it's not your reality yet doesn't mean it can't be. And racial biases aside, it's just honestly disgusting what's happening. They just rated an elementary school graduation. Now, regardless of how you feel about Latino people, black people, whatever, how are you okay with that? Like, how can you be silent about what's happening in this country? Like, how? So all this divisiveness needs to stop, because while y'all arguing about this on this app, the government is currently deporting people to South Sudan that aren't even Sudanese.
What do you think about this? Because at the end of the day, looking forward, the discussion will move from who you voted for, the discussion will move from who did they vote for, to now what are we going to do? Because the situation has gotten it, I mean, it's getting out of hand, right? So many children, so many underage children are getting deported and all of that, right? So the question will move for who did they vote for, because at this point, right, the deed has been done and there is no point crying over spilt milk. The only thing that can happen now is the situation, what is going to be done, because at the end of the day, after everything, right? They say when two elephants fight is the ground that will suffer. And the ground that is suffering in this context is the people, the masses, right? The masses are the ones that are suffering for this. So as the elephants are fighting and this ground is suffering, at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to the point that, okay, we the masses, right? You people have done this. So now what can we do together? Because that is what is looking like. Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Do you think black people are right to stand on their horses and say we are not supporting you? Or do you think it is time to come together and find a solution to what is going on? Let me know what you think in the comment section.
Ever since Trump got inaugurated, we've been seeing the sentiment of black people stay home, we did our part, it's time to rest, stay out of harm's way. When people protest, especially when we protest, we're the targets, we're on the front line. I understand that sentiment, and I don't even disagree with it for the most part. But the thing that really gets at me when I think about it, and I've been doing some soul searching about this, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think I really agree with the sentiment so much anymore with this. Like, let me put it this way. The main thing is, we tried in November, no one listened to us, we lost. Kamala lost, and people are saying, stay home, stay out of harm's way, black people, it's time to rest, this isn't our fight. But this ICE thing specifically, this affects everybody. It's not just a Latin American issue, it's not just a non-citizen issue. They're arresting US citizens. They're putting them into camps, they deported few, it's everyone. Part of why I say this is because I've seen that stay home black people thing get manipulated into something different. Like, I see posts of people or comments of people saying like, this isn't our fight, this isn't our problem, this is their lesson to learn. That has me concerned, because we should still be politically active and relevant to what's going on in LA and just with ICE in general. If we're not protesting, this is what we should do instead. This is what we should be supporting instead. These are the people and organizations we should be putting pressure on. There's still stuff to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, we should be raising awareness and trying to educate people more on what's going on. Like, they got a lesson to learn, right? It's their lesson to learn. Someone's got to teach it to them. And despite these protests and everything that's going on, this country still has millions upon millions of people who still have no idea what's happening. We should be spreading awareness of these horror stories, ICE brutalizing people, the illegal actions. This not only raises awareness, but it builds a timeline and a record of everything that's happening. And we should be playing a part into that. To wrap all this up, I just don't want to be the guy in that First They Came For poem. Like, first they came for this group, but they didn't vote the way that I voted. Then they came for this group. Oh, but it's their lesson to learn. Then they came for this group. Oh, well, I got to stay out the way for the protests and everything else. And then when they come for me, I'm
Effort to get black people not involved with unified political struggle is one that serves white supremacy. The ICE raids that are happening in LA right now are symptomatic of a bigger problem of white supremacy, and white supremacy anywhere is a threat to everyone, everywhere. So if you're deciding to sit this one out because your black face on white supremacy didn't win an election, you were never with us to begin with and are just looking for an easy outlet to blame in immigrants. You justify your own inaction when you don't really do anything except vote every 4 years anyways, while at the same time trying to isolate black people as if we haven't had racial solidarity in the past. Also, we're easier to exploit by white supremacy and capitalism. And the gag being they deporting black people too. But what the fuck are y'all really doing? Sitting out is a fucking privilege. Frankly, black people can't afford to take. Oh, but there's some people who are anti-black in the Mexican movement. Bro, there are black people who are anti-black in the black movement. Don't get to pick and choose what justice is justice. Either you're with us or you're not.
But it was like, why they not picking up black people? Like, why they picking up all the Latinos and the Hispanics or whatever and calling them illegals and all that type of stuff? But they be saying that we need to go back home. Why are they not sending us back home? Why are they not sending us back to Africa?
Why are
Just
black people saying this is not our fight, making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said, we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent. And now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under. And that, yes, the majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are black people on that list. There are black countries on that list. There are black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are black countries on that list.
Like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what is the solution to all this. Guys, if you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And above all, let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.